1v1 me. Oh wow, that's so loud to me. Oh my Jesus, bro. Let's do that. All right. Alrighty. Do 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 do. Okay. I don't know who that guy was, but I think that guy had diamond sniper. I'm not quite sure. I don't know who this dude. He probably has it too. It's pretty cool. And that guy's just hard scoping. Oh, we got a lot of sniper people in here. That guy don't even got a good rap on his. That's over. GG's. It's over. Alright. Who wants to do someone? Do this guy right here. Alright. I probably won't get many viewers in this stream since my viewers are probably mostly at school, but you know it's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. All right. I'm gonna go that way. All right. Hi, hey, yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream, my dude. What's up? Welcome. All right. Oh wow, pretty good shot. Oh, what is this delay, bro? Oh my god, 300. Where did he come from? Yo, bro, rivals. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to stream. Hi. Yo, rivals and their stupid ping, bro. I swear. Bro, where's my aim going? Hi, you good? Yeah. Wait, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I don't know how it sounds. Hold on, chat. Hello, welcome. Just give me a second, chat. Making sure. Can I play with you? Yeah, sure. Just join. Join by following me. Join. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Alright. Alright. My stuff does work. Okay. Oh, God. This guy was just farming me, chat. This guy thought he was gonna get some free clips off of me, man. Are we serious, chat? This guy thought he was gonna get some free clips off of me. He might win, but you know, I'm not gonna let him win that easy. Yeah, how's your guys' day going so far? Just got on, so I'm not as warmed up as I want to be, but you know, I'm here. Bro, what is this goofball doing? Bro, what is this goofball doing? Yeah, I think my dude needs to win. Add me? No, I'm not gonna add nobody. You could join me. I think this guy needs to win that badly, but I don't mind playing like that either, you know? I think this guy needs to win that badly, chap. We got another goofy goober like this guy. Bro makes rivals unplayable. We got goofy goobers like him. Bro, he's goofy. That guy. That guy was kind of bad, but you know, it's alright. It's alright. It's crazy. Alright. Do. I'm just gonna go sniper, you know. I'm not used Warhorn in a minute. You got you guys think, hey, I added you. I'm not adding nobody. If you want to join me, you have to follow. Wait, do I still have my follows on? Come on. There we go. Hold on, chat. I think I got my follows on. I should. Let me see. How's your days going so far? I'm not adding nobody though. If you guys want to join me, you have to follow me. Yeah, I'm not adding nobody. If you want to join me, you have to follow me. Do. Right there. All right, chap. If you want to join me, you have to follow me. I'm not gonna be adding nobody. Sorry. Maybe if you beat me. Bruh, fine. I can't play like that. I didn't want to. Like, I didn't want to play like this, but the dude decided to pull out RPG like a weirdo. See now? Guess I'm gonna have to play like this. Yeah, he's cooked. GG's. My dude, you lost, bro. Just pack it up. Pack it up, my dude. Don't you ever. I don't know why that guy decided to play like that against me. Alright. He wants the 1v1 next. Dude. Been trying to unlock diamond on my sniper. Bro, I hate the new chess map. I'm not even gonna lie. I freaking hate this map, man. It sucks. The chess map sucks, in my opinion. I think it's the worst map that they made. Oh, there he is. I know a lot of people use sniper on it. So, you know, I'm using it right now. See if it's good or not. It's not bad, not bad. So, you know, just gonna use it for a little bit. Alright, let's do this. Well, I was just so open right there. I was so open. I'm grinding diamond out. Well, I'm really trying to go for dark matter. I don't got diamond yet, so you know, can't go for dark matter till I get diamond. Alright. Bro, what is this? Headshot after headshot? I've only hit a headshot on this guy. You think I can make the whole round with only hitting headshots? That'd actually be kind of funny. Let's go. Yeah, let's boom, boom. Bro, yo, I actually might go all rounds only hitting headshots. This is the last round. If I could just hit one headshot, I win. And I went all rounds only hitting headshot, bro. Let's see if I can do it. Come on. Oh, okay, miss one. It's fine, it's fine. Come on. Exit the headshot. Yes. I went the whole round with only hitting headshots. I didn't hit him in the body or anything. That's kind of funny. We got 750 damage. That's actually kind of funny. Alright, let's see what this is. Almost completed the battle pass. Oh, I'm not fighting that dude again. I already 1v1 him. I'm not fighting you again, my dude. Alright. Alright, level 14. Okay, who we fighting? Who are we gonna be 1v1ing? Do. Alrighty. Alright, bro, I hate that chest map, man. Can people stop choosing it, bro? This is a mobile player. He could be a hacker, or he could just be a normal mobile player. Who knows? We'll see. I think this guy might be a normal mobile player. Alright. Alright. Bro, what's the freak is this lag? Are we dead serious, rivals? Are we dead serious? Are we dead serious? Like, they're just gonna make me lag like that right when I was about to kill the dude. Right, I just can't with rivals lag nowadays. Alright. I don't know why, but it's... Hi, you're pretty new to YouTube. Yeah, I am. I'm pretty new to YouTube. I just started. Did he leave? Oh, he left. Yeah, I'm pretty new to YouTube. Just started. Invalid win, I guess. Well, it's alright. Please? Please what? Do. Keep going. Oh, yeah, I plan to, you know. always wanted to do YouTube, so you know, just created this channel and been doing it for I don't know about a year, almost 2 years now. Been rocking YouTube. I only have 1.2K, but you know, I'm still going. Anybody else want a 1v1? Come on. Alright. No, I don't know why people won't be on me. Same, yeah, that's pretty cool. Wanna add me on Roblox? Right now I'm not adding nobody. I'm not adding nobody right now. My friends list is kind of full. Maybe next time, but my friends list is kind of full right now. I already got to unadd a lot of people, so don't want to get it mixed up and stuff. Alrighty, it's just some sniper again. 106 mobile player. Cam. He's using sniper. Oh wow, that was a free shot right there. A completely free shot. I'll watch a bit more. I'm eating. Oh, are you? Oh, what you eating? What you eating? Oh man, hold on. I'm about to die. Come on, let me lock in. Let's go. Let me lock. Right there. Okay, yeah, I was locked. Yo, Chav, if you guys want to, you guys could give me a loadout. To wear, to use. You guys give me a loadout to use if you want to. Noodles? Ah, I see. Oh my days. Why did I just miss all those shots? What am I doing? Alright, there we go. I missed all those shots for a second. It's just gonna keep going that way. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think Trip Mine is still good? I don't know. I don't think Trip Mine is as good as it used to be. Like, at the start of Rivals, when it came out, man, everybody was using that thing. But now, it's just like sitting there collecting dust. To be honest. It's literally just sitting there collecting dust, but that's just my opinion. Alright. Oh, oof, no. I don't, bro, I got the same guy again. Man, I don't like. Oh, and he's choosing Splash. Please give me Arena. Oh, no. Ooh, I got Splash. I do not like Splash, but it's alright. Sometimes you gotta live with the choices people choose. Yeah, he's using Sniper but hiding. Is that right, Shield, my dude? Oh, nah. That's all I need to do. Nah, if I just don't get hit by him, he loses. But if he comes out, I'm gonna kill him. Come on, man. Keep shooting. Man, this guy's a little goofy. I'm still here, by the way. Oh, are you? Yo, W. Bro, look at this dude. There we go. He's in routing shield. W. You're still here. That's what's up, man. It's good to see people still watching the stream. I've never been good with Exogun. Oh my days. I am the worst Exogun player known to man. Because I can't tell you why I suck so badly with it. You should use Flame. He's a runner. Alright, I'll use Flame. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. I got you. I'm going to use Flame. I think he just gave up. Oh no. Yeah, no, that just took him down so easily. He died like instantly. Or for the flashes? Or told you. Yeah, this guy thinks I'm special. I saw them, my dude. I literally saw those trip mines. What were they called? Satchels. He like placed satchels down. Thought I wasn't gonna see them. Like I could hear them, but this guy. This player I'm fighting gets so goofy, man. He is running like crazy. Yeah, there we go. Flame thrower just carried. Good choice. Alright, let's see. I almost have the full battle pass. Pretty cool. Alrighty. Who's gonna come 1v1 me next? Alright, level 84. Nice skin. Yo, thank you. It's the glitter one. That's the only one I got out the case. I didn't really leave flamethrower. Alright, chat. Sorry. I'm back. Sorry if you guys heard my dog for a second. Oh my god, I made it back just in time, chat. Nice dog, yeah. Yeah, somebody knocked. Oh my god, he's emoting on me. Yeah, somebody knocked on the door, so my dog started barking. But, bro, did that guy emote on me? Are we serious? He's using controller. He's not allowed to emote on me for beating me. He has to use aim assist. Like, use katana. Alright, yeah, I might. I've never been good at katana, but I'm gonna try it. But first, you know, I got an emo for him if I beat him. I got an emo for him if I beat him. If I beat this dude, I got emo for him. What? Bro, what are rivals hitboxes nowadays? Like, that was a headshot. And what is this goofy goober doing? Wow. Oh, okay, I'm gonna use katana. I'm gonna use katana. I'm gonna use katana. Alright, alright. I'm gonna use katana. I never been good at. Alright, can I get him with pistol? No way. Yo, look at him. Oh my days. Alright. You know, hold on. I got a lot of I got a lot of, you know, I got a lot of this guy like see what's called? I have a lot of frame. Real quick. This guy likes to play flame so much. I have diamond on my flare and molly. Like, I could play flame. I've mastered both of them. You can use med. There we go. Hold on. I'm about to lock in, chat. I'm about to lock in. This guy just keeps on emoting on me. Like, man, you're using controller, man. You don't have to write to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could play flame. I might actually play flame next round. I'm gonna get good with flamethrower. Or you know what? I'm gonna play this round. Actually, I got you. I'm going full flame loadout. Yeah, look at this guy. This goofy man. Yep. Yeah. Don't ever dance on me. Yeah, don't ever dance on me. Yeah, see this dude danced on me and then he got cooked. Good job. The flame actually was crazy good. That was a good one. I beat him. He put out RPG. Hi, yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. What is up? Welcome to the stream. Another guy joined. Yeah, another dude did join. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Can we 1v1? Yeah, sure. If you want to 1v1 me, just join me by following me on Roblox. And yeah, we could do a 1v1. All you gotta do is go ahead and follow me, and then you could join me, and then we could go ahead and hit this 1v1. All right. Just let me know when you join, and I'll 1v1 you after I am done with this person. Oh my god, not Bridge. Oh, Bridge. All right. Yes, I got Bridge. Can we 1v1 tomorrow? Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, so if you catch me, I think I'm gonna be live around this time tomorrow. So yeah, for sure. You catch me during the live stream, for sure we can 1v1. All right. Did my what was it, grenade hit him? I don't know. Okay, you can. There we go. You know, I've never been a big fan of Bridge. Go easy, he's new. Oh yeah, yeah. I thought playing. What's called loadout? Yeah, I'm gonna go easy. I'll use pistol. Oh, he left the game. Yeah, he left. I made the guy leave the game by accident. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made him leave the game. All right. I actually made that dude leave the game, and I could feel kind of bad. Oops. Bro, already shot his sniper? The king of hot dogs? Wanna buy a box of wraps? Like, just, what do you mean? I have a lot of keys. I could buy wraps, but I don't need no wraps for my guns. I have the wraps I want on my guns and stuff. Alright, there we go. Oh my days, not the shotgun. Not shotgun. Shotgun. Not the shotgun. No, shotgun. Alright. Does it? Who am I fighting? Wait, who am I fighting? Does it have big delay? Response back with. Hi, Mike. He switched weapons, so if he would have kept shotgun, I probably would have. But he switched weapons back to AR, so you know. Oh, he has katana. I might have to switch the flame. I think I will switch the flame. It does. It type in 20 seconds. By the way, be right back. All right. See. Right there. Come on. Grenade hit. You know, it's crazy because a lot of sniper players always come up here. I do the same exact thing though. So it's really easy to predict where they're gonna go. Oh. Oh, wow. All right. My dude destroyed me with that sniper. I'll never let you be the king. I'm the king. Nah, imagine. Nick 830. You think you're the king? Nah, I'm the king. All right, bro. You guys understand how tired I am. Right. Oh. All right. All right. Ooh. This dude is crapping on me. And I wasted my grenade. Come on, chat. GG's. GG's. I beat him. GG's. All right. Oh, wow. That guy has 40 streak. All right. Back. Oh, yeah. What's up, man? All right. Who wants the 1v1? All right. W. Please. Ah, yes. Arena. Arena's my favorite map. I freaking love Arena so much. All right. Let's see this. I wonder what this guy's going to use. Oh, no. He was finna freeze ray me. He was about to freeze ray me. Oh, no. He has a knife, don't he? Oh, my God. He has a knife. Oh, no. I'm fighting a knife user. Now I'm actually scared. Still here? Oh, yeah. You're still there? Yo, what's up, man? What's up? Oh. I can't go down there. Ah, good. Ah. I'm at a perfect time to backstab me. Alright. I think that guy's, yeah, he's on super bad ping. Should I try knife? I think I'm gonna try it real quick. You play chess? No. Oh, are we serious? I don't know why that took forever to hit. I do. Oh, that's pretty lit. Alright, come on, let me lock in. He's about to be dead. He's about to be dead. Oh my god, my aim is horrendous. Oh, he lagged. GG's, man. He lagged. Trophy. Alright, who wants 1v1x? Yeah, I guess I'll go right here. I guess learning chess. Well, I played it before. Just not really good at it. I played it when I was I don't remember grade I was in, but I played it back in school. I forget what grade, but yeah, I did play before. I just don't really play it nowadays. My highest streak, I think my highest streak is 20 something. Actually, I could check. Oh, wrong one. I could check my highest streak actually. I'm pretty sure it was like 20. I think. Okay, let's see. Career, dual history, stats. My stats. Okay. Um. Let's see. Elimination, death, you did death. Hmm. Oh wait, highest ever win streak 27, and the highest streak I've ever ended. I've ended a streak at 115, and then total win streaks ended 2,653. Pretty cool. All right, all right, 1 from 1. Big Boy 5. All right, finna fight Big Boy 5. All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna go DL for now. Trying to get better with DL. Got a video coming up, so I need to work on my DL. That was the worst grenade. That was the worst grenade boost ever. And the history of grenade boost right there. Holy. That was so bad. Yo, bro, go to sleep. Bye. I go to sleep. Oh, alright. Good night. Hi, can we 1v1? Sure, we can 1v1. All you gotta do is just join me by following me. Then yeah, we could do a 1v1. Oh, wow, hit. Pretty cool. What do you guys think of the new update? Me personally, not a big fan of it, but you know, that is just, oh, made the dude leave, alright. But that's just me. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I mean, I'm not adding nobody. If you want to 1v1 me, you have to follow me. And then you could join me by following me. That's the only way. I'm not adding nobody right now, sorry. Nah, these people gonna 1v1 or not? What are they doing? Alright, got another person 1v1. Level 17. Ain't that the same dude? I'm not quite sure. Might be the same dude, but who knows? Boom, 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 boom. Alright, no, it's not. It's a different dude. Alright. I don't know what was going on there. But alright. Ow, bite. Alright. Come on. Boom. Oh. Come on, come on. Been using pistol. Pistol's actually pretty good since the update. I love this gun now. It's awesome. I've never been able to aim with it. I don't know why. It's because I don't got a skin on it. Or I just suck at rivals. That's really it. Alrighty. I'm so tired, chat. I am so flipping tired. You don't understand how tired I am. Oh. He left the game. Alright. Who am I fighting next? Please add me. I'm not adding right now, man. Sorry. Maybe next time, though. Maybe next time when you guys catch me tomorrow, maybe I'll actually add people. But right now, I'm not doing no ads right now. Sorry. I'm not doing no ads right now, chat. Maybe tomorrow I'll add people on my stream. But right now, Not really doing any ads. Kind of got my friends list is pretty full right now. But if you follow me, I will add you back. Can I play with you? Yeah, sure. If you want to play with me, just join me. You guys think was it the mall? The meal? The mule? Yeah, I think it's called the mule. You guys think the mule is good now? What do you guys think? I personally think it's pretty good now. No, please give me arena. Please, arena. Yes, I got arena. All right, but look it. I personally think the mule. My mom says I no go to sleep. Yeah, yay. Back, yo, W man, what's up? But what I think the Meowle is good now. I think I might try to get dark matter in it. See, look at that thing. It moves so fast now. It's pretty good. The weapon's actually pretty good. I'm eating grilled cheese now. I'm hungry. Go easy, he's new. Oh yeah, I should, huh? Alright. Okay, I'm gonna go easy. See, I'm gonna just use my pistol. I'm only use my pistol. So yeah, let's get that. I'm only gonna use pistol to kill him. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Alright. Oh, that sucked. And he left. Wow. Ooh, look at I got the fire wrap for freeze ray. For reaching what? 10 streak? That's an ugly wrap. So I use it. I'm gonna use it. What wrap do I got on here? Oh, trophy. Let's for getting in. I don't know. 5 wins? I don't know. One of those. Alright. Do. Alright, who wants 1-1x? Yeah, I got 10 streak. That's pretty cool. Alright, level 75. I don't like having streaks on rivals, to be honest. Because then you got like the most try-hard people come after you. So I don't like having a streak. Let's see if it's got to be able to take my streak. Ooh, pretty good aim. These on mobile, pretty good aim for a mobile play. Exogun? I don't know. Next time, do my favorite map, Docks, please, for sure. What's your favorite weapon on Docks? I love Docks too. It's a pretty good map, but my favorite is what's called Arena. But I'll definitely do it. What's your favorite weapon? Use only DL? I got you. You know, grenade jumps are actually pretty OP. Ah, bro, that was a horrible one. Oh, no. Bro, he's using RPG. Oh my days. Sniper revolver, knife, and freeze ray. Alright. That's what you like to use on there? Alright, pretty good loadout. Huh? GA? What's that mean? Gay? Bro called me gay for killing him? Bro. He's using RPG. My dude called me gay, chat. Use flame bad. I'm going to actually. I'm going to. Yeah, nah. I'm going to. I'm definitely using flame on this dude. I'm gonna use flame. And I'm most definitely using flame. I'm using flame. This guy called me gay because I decided to. What's it called? I beat him. Like the nerves this dude has, man. And now you're gonna die. And now you're gonna die. And take the L. Take the L. My young bro. Lol, I'm better. He got chat. He said lol, he's better. Yo, who won? Is that a bad word? Nah, it's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. No, it's not. No, it's not a bad word. Bro, did my win streak not go up from it? That's weird. No, it's not a bad word. Not a bad word, man. My streams are all kid friendly. That word's not bad. Okay, yeah, no, it's not bad. Does anybody else want to 1v1? It's getting close. It's almost time for me to end stream, chat. I wasn't streaming long today. I kind of streamed a little late, but I'm going to be streaming pretty early tomorrow. So I could live stream for over an hour, but it's almost about time for me to end stream. Thank you for staying on stream with me, man. That's pretty lit. It's pretty lit. I think I'll do this last 1v1, and then it's going to be time for me to end streams. It's the same dude. At Sunday, I will stream. Oh, W's. No, it's not the same dude. W streaming. Okay, bye. Yo. Thank you for being here, man. Everybody to show up to the stream. Thank you, too. W stream, man. Thank you. You know, I'm trying. I don't like fighting knife players. They move around too much. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to what is it called? Shoot them. Yeah, chat. This is gonna be the last 1v1, and then I'm gonna be in the stream. I streamed for over 15 minutes, so you know, pretty good. Wow, holy. Yo, W shot. I'm gonna have to switch to sniper on that one. And when people use that to play sniper, I just hide up against the wall. I hate fighting people who use this set when they play sniper. It's kind of annoying. After you end, I'm gonna go watch more of your vids. If you want to use katana, yeah, I actually might have to. This guy is actually cooking me. He's an auto. Oh yeah, you right. Let me pull out katana. I'm gonna pull out my auto shoot loadout. Let's go this way. Boom. Bro, there's no way. The auto is insane. The auto shoot's insane. I lost this one. I'm not even gonna cap. I lost this one, chat. I lost this one, chat. Got him. My highest win streak is 600 between that. Oh, holy, you're insane, then. All I can say is that you're a goated player. 600 win streak. Yo, you're goated. You're definitely a pro. That guy doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to use. Oh wow, he still killed me. Are we serious? Yo, who is this guy, man? Who is this dude? Where did we find this guy at? Bro, gotta be. Bro's insane on controller. I'm cooked. Only a miracle. A miracle did save me. I was about to say only a miracle can save me. A miracle saved me. Holy, can I win this? No. I don't know where he is. Yo, I don't know where he is. Yo, he's... Yo, that'd be kind of clean if I actually hit that shot. You know how funny that'd be? Hey. Bruh. I'm praying for you right now to win. I lost, dude. I lost. This guy was playing so weird. He's a weird player. This dude, weird player, but hey, that's just how it goes. Alright, you guys. I don't really care about the streak, so I'm not gonna rebuy it. But alright, guys, it was pretty fun streaming to you guys, but I'm out of here.